Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday, April the 3rd, National Chocolate Mousse Day, National Film Score Day. I know someone who does film scores.
Really?
Yeah. Linwood. Linwood Bell. National Find a Rainbow Day, National Tweed Day, World Party Day, National Love Our Children Day, which would be a good thing to do every day, and National Handmade Day. On Sunday, April the 4th, National Chicken Cordon Bleu Day,
I like
National
chicken cordon bleu.
Hug a News Person Day, National School Librarian Day, Jeep 4x4 Day, because it's 4-4, see that?
Okay, yeah.
National Vitamin C Day, National Walk Around Things Day, Geologist Day, and Easter Sunday.
Okay.
All of that happening on this
Lots
very busy weekend.
going
And I
on.
got a guest joining me, too. Almost didn't get to even tell you about that. Chavo Guerrero Jr., WWE superstar. And he's working with the folks from NBC with the show called Young Rock. Going to chat all about that in a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A study by Northwestern University found that eating breakfast before 8:30 in the morning may lower your chance of diabetes.
Okay.
So we had a study that we just talked about not too long ago saying people who have breakfast have a better chance of getting a raise.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Now we're talking about it. You lower your chance of diabetes. I mean, what more do you need to know?
Eat some bacon.
There you go. Well, it didn't necessarily say bacon. It just says breakfast. New study finds that couples who play together stay together. Researchers in Germany say being playful with your loved one can influence how happy you feel with your romantic life.
I can see that.
Researchers suggest a person's playfulness can also help reduce conflict and the monotony of daily life. I would agree with that. Sometimes we goof around too much, and there are people who are like, is there something wrong with you too? Yeah, pretty much. We've been married a long time. We're together a lot. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. An Indiana man arrested after he was found passed out in his vehicle with 3 children in a hotel room, and he had a loaded rifle.
Oh,
or maybe they did. I'm not
boy.
sure. Let me read the story. 40-year-old Michael Shackley was passed out in the driver's seat of his vehicle at a roadway inn. Deputies approached him before midnight. He was slurring his speech, smelled like booze when they told him he couldn't remember his hotel room number. His room was about 25 feet away from the parked car. They noticed an AR-15 style rifle on an army duffel bag that was clearly visible through the window of the hotel room. Hotel staff said the man and a woman were arguing and yelling about the rifle in the room. The woman told the deputy she got a text saying Shackley was drunk again. The children needed to be picked up. Deputies did not specify the relationship to the two or to the children. Investigators discovered the rifle had a loaded magazine. So all of that going on, and those things don't mix.
No,
Not
never.
at all. Don't ever do
Never,
that.
never,
It's bad.
never.
Don't drink and drive. Don't drink with a gun. All of that stuff, bad idea. It's what happens, though, when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. So 2020, Tiger King Joe Exotic is in the news. He and his husband Dylan Passage are getting divorced. Joe sent an email to People magazine saying that they're not in a rush to legally separate because he doesn't really plan on going anywhere for a while. He's in prison for a bit.
I thought they were divorcing.
Yeah, that's what the story was that I just said. They're getting
I
divorced.
thought you said they weren't in a hurry to legally separate.
Well, they're getting divorced, but he's like, it's not a rush. We're working on it, but
okay.
it's not. It's like not. We're not taking the fast track. So if somebody wants to talk us out of it, now's your chance. I don't know what's going on there. Elizabeth Hurley's in the news. She's taken to Instagram to set the record straight about her son's future, confirming that recent reports of a reality show are not true.
Okay.
So, now you know. Sharon Osbourne has left the TV show The Talk after an inquiry into controversial statements backstage. She got in trouble for sticking up for Piers Morgan after he said he didn't believe Meghan Markle and quit Good Day Britain. She was also a judge on The X Factor as well as America's Got Talent. So there's a whole lot of stuff, a lot of hullabaloo going on. I don't know I have no clue which side I'm on because I don't care about any of it.
I don't either.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Think about it.
Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. The city of Los Angeles voted 12-0, so that would be unanimous, 12-0, to refund the police. Because they did the whole defund the police thing.
Okay, yeah.
And now 12-0 to give them some funds back. Because,
Shocker.
listen to what happened, though. Crime. Let me try that again. The police were refunded after crime surged. That just didn't come out right the first time. After crime surged when they cut the budget over the summer.
Yeah.
Robberies were up 387%. So
how do they think that was
I don't
going
know
to
what
pan
they thought
out
was gonna
exactly?
happen. I don't know. I was not involved in the decision.
Yeah, well,
Heidi.
I called it as soon as they
You did
it. Yes, I did.
And I said I wasn't involved back then either. So
yeah.
Can we move on? Okay. A self-portrait painted by a humanoid robot has sold for $688,000.
Oh my gosh.
Period. End of story. I have nothing else to say. What is a humanoid robot? That's a robot that looks like the shape of a human? Is that what
I have no idea.
So a self-portrait painted by a humanoid robot. I'm going to click to see what it
We're
even
just going to
looks
get
like.
robots now painting paintings, and we're going to pay a fortune for them.
I don't know, 668,000.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Sophia, the robot self-portrait, sells for almost $700,000. So Sophia is pretty cool. Is that the painting? Huh. I don't know what I'm looking at here. I think that's a photo. But then again, she is a robot, so maybe that is the painting. If it is, she done a good job. You know, I have a robot.
Does it look like her?
I have a robot in the corner. It's called a printer. I'm just saying.
Does the painting look like her?
I don't know. It looks like a robot, but I don't know if that's a photo of her or if that's the actual... I should probably plan ahead and prepare for these programs. How about this? Let's get to this story, because I know this is a good one. Angered that the mother of his son got him a quarter pounder instead of a Big Mac, a Minnesota man allegedly argued with the woman before throwing her to the ground and then swiping money from her purse.
Okay.
What is going on?
Again, another fast food
But this time,
story.
it had nothing to do with the employees. This was the guy's, I don't know if it's his wife
understand that, but people and their food, it is nuts.
So responding to a flurry of 911 calls about the disturbance, Mankato police show up. They say the victim was assaulted by the man. Resident with a lengthy rap sheet, 39-year-old man was visiting for the last few days with the victim. So apparently they don't live together. Anyway, he was upset because she got him a quarter pounder instead of a Big Mac.
Wow.
So that was not the right thing. Turned into a big, like I said, we already read some of this here, but turned into a big old problem. And I could continue reading this because there's a lot more to the story, but I think we're done. That's going to do it for your scoop of the day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, But I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. We have WWE superstar Chavo Guerrero Jr. and from a very famous wrestling family. We've got him on the line right now. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you, man?
I am fantastic, and I'm excited to visit with you because you're working with NBC TV for Young Rock. Now, it's about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but you are a WWE superstar of your own from a famous wrestling family. What's it like working on this project?
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's funny that you say that WWE superstar. I hadn't heard that in a while, but that's how powerful WWE actually is. You know, I mean, once WWE superstar, always. You know, so it's kind of funny. But yeah, since then I've kind of moved on, and I'm now the wrestling coordinator on Young Rock for NBC. And man, what a great experience! Just working with Dwayne Johnson and just that whole NBC family. Really, really awesome.
So now my wrestling fans are going to be disappointed because I should know this, but did you and The Rock wrestle at the same time?
Yes. Actually, so he's a third-generation wrestler, and so am I. So our families have known each other, for, 50 years maybe longer. He and I did overlap and never actually got in the ring together, but we were there at the same time and actually were friends. And a couple good stories about The Rock. He was such a nice guy. Like, even back then, he was already filming the sequel to Get Shorty, and I forget what the name of that was. But I live in L.A. Well, he was doing table reads and stuff in L.A. So after every SmackDown, he'd ask me, "Hey man, Chavo, you want to jump on my jet and fly home tonight?" I'm like, "You mean tonight after the show, like at 11 o'clock at night on East Coast time?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So I'd fly home with him, and he and I on this jet, and he'd say, "What do you want to eat?" I said, "I don't know. What do you want to eat?" He's like, "Well, I'm getting steak, and what do you want to drink?" I'm like, "What do you want to drink?" and whatever. He had limos for me. That's how a great guy he was.
That's really cool. And again, NBC has Young Rock on Tuesday nights. And what role do you play to help with this TV program?
So I'm the wrestling coordinator on the show. So all the wrestling went through me. So all the wrestling, basic dialogue, all the wrestling choreography, all that kind of stuff. So, but the same thing that I did on Glow. So I did the same thing on Netflix Glow, and many other shows actually. And that's kind of my niche is behind the camera now. I've done all the stuff on the camera, and for me now it's like I like creating. I like being in the concept room and talking about a concept and seeing it actually get to the actual screen and see it come to fruition. That's my jam now.
That's really cool. And I'll bet it's a whole lot easier on the body as well.
Much easier. That's always, they say a wrestler never really retires, and it's kind of true, but at the same time, I want to walk when I'm 80, so that's kind of like, I feel like the progression, at least for me, is kind of getting out from the camera, in front of the camera and getting behind the camera, because then you can do that forever,
That's awesome. Now, you're a third-generation wrestler, and let's talk a little bit about your father and your grandfather. Let's start with your grandfather.
So my grandfather was born in Arizona, went back to Mexico, and was looking for the boxing training ring. And boxing wasn't, the boxing class was over, so he actually took the wrestling class and stuck with it and became, one of the most popular wrestlers ever in Mexico. And then from there, 18 years later, my father became Chavo Guerrero Jr., or Chavo Classic, we started to call him in WWE. And he started becoming a wrestler, and he started wrestling Roddy Piper out here at the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles. Moved us all out to Los Angeles, and we never left.
That's really cool. In addition to your dad and your grandfather and you, there's a bunch of other family members that are wrestlers too, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I got uncles and cousins, and actually I'm third generation on both sides of the family, because my grandfather met my grandmother because she had gone to the matches to watch her brother, who was a wrestler, and met my grandfather. And that's kind of funny.
I think that's awesome. Chavo, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it very much. And don't forget Young Rock, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific and Eastern on NBC.
And I'm going to make it super simple and super easy. We'll throw that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Again, Young Rock, Tuesday nights, NBC TV. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Pigeons are smart. They can tell the difference between a painting by Monet and a painting by Picasso.
What?
A 1995 study published in the Journal of Experimental Analysis of Behavior, researchers reported being able to train pigeons to discriminate between paintings by Claude Monet and Pablo Picasso when shown slides of their works.
Why would a pigeon need to do that, do you suppose?
Well, I don't know. When the Picasso images were inverted, little art connoisseurs could still tell it was a Picasso. So, there you go.
All right. But can they tell if it's been done by a humanoid robot?
Humanoid. Hey, if you missed the last story, that doesn't make no sense. Now we just talked a story about a humanoid robot that did a self-portrait, and I still don't know what it looks like. But I do know this. Pigeons are smart.
Okay.
That's today's fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, North Korea. North Korea fired 2 short-range missiles off its east coast. U.S. officials confirmed the test was likely part of North Korea's research and development as they're trying to advance their weapons systems. So that happened like a week ago. So I think everything's going to be okay.
Oh, yeah, we're fine.
It was like a week ago. It's all good. It's a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Utah man facing wide range of charges after police say he stole pizza and breadsticks from Little Caesars and then threatened to slit the throat of the manager when they said something to him.
Why would you steal from Little Caesars? It's practically free already.
I don't know. And then they led the police on a high-speed chase all over this little theft here. According to a statement, 30-year-old Richard Pratt Halibut ordered food at Little Caesars, became angry that he had to wait because the store was busy. After a few minutes, he walked behind the counter, grabbed 2 pizzas and 2 breadsticks, and left the store. He said, "I'm just helping myself." So he was there to buy something and then just stole it. Officers stopped him after he attempted to evade the arrest. During their search, they found meth and a glass pipe that tested positive for meth.
There you go.
He faces a laundry list of charges that include robbery, felony, commercial obstruction, and failure to stop at the command of police. So that's not good. It's usually what happens when your brain is on drugs, but I didn't see that in the story. So that is today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for a moment of duh, brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. An altercation between parents outside the Matthew Gilbert Middle School in Jacksonville's East Side ended when police were called, and one of the adults was charged with possession of a gun on school property. Not a good plan. School was on lockdown, code red lockdown, after the 10:30 a.m. altercation. It involved adults. They were confronted in the parking lot by a woman after an appointment with the principal. They say the police were called when 31-year-old Monica Ellis got into a fight with 3 other parents in the parking lot. Ellis went to her car, came back with a gun. She then got into the car and was attempting to drive away when she was stopped by police. She never pointed the gun at anyone, but did resist arrest. She was arrested on charges of possession of a firearm on school property and resisting an officer with violence. So none of that is a good plan, so don't do that. I think I've probably told you that before. Just don't do that. It's today's Moment of Da. Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Heidi, are you ready?
I'm ready.
How about this one? Sunken Meadow, Kings Park, New York. Sunken Meadow. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I am going to say that is a golf course.
And the answer is golf
There you
course.
go.
Golf clap for Heidi. Good job.
The word sunken isn't
Yeah,
exactly a
probably
positive
not.
affirmation,
No,
so
that's
that was kind of an easy one.
That was kind of easy. It's like a hole in one. That's probably a pretty simple one. That is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Here's a headline. Volunteers pick up 15,700 pounds of trash from the Tennessee River in 2 days.
Oh, that's nice.
I absolutely love this. Now, we shared a good news story about this way back in January. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, last weekend, volunteers removed even more. And in January, by the way, it was 10,000 pounds.
Wow.
This time, nearly 16,000 pounds. So
How
volunteers...
sad is it that people are throwing away
don't get
that
it.
much into our
Well,
waterways?
and I'm looking at the picture. There's old tires. There's
Yeah,
giant
that's-
barrels.
That's horrible.
There's a boat, but I think that might actually be their boat. I don't think that was... I think they used that to pull stuff out of the river. A bunch of bags of bottles and cans and stuff. A television, an old big television.
That's horrible.
So don't do that. That is a terrible idea. I remember one time driving to a radio transmitter building kind of on the edge of town, and on this little gravel road that I was driving on, I drove along and there's bags of garbage,
Yeah,
and
I
then there's a
remember
sofa,
that.
and then there was a
Yep.
mattress, and I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah, I remember
Just
that.
go to the dump grounds. I mean...
It doesn't cost that much.
No, it's a terrible, terrible idea. These guys went out and spent 2 days, Saturday, March 20th, and then Sunday the 21st. 41 volunteers one day, 17 the next day, and again, almost 16,000 pounds of garbage. It says, we're blown away by the ever-increasing enthusiasm and momentum around river cleanup efforts, and this is such a cool thing. I love it.
It is.
If you would like to learn more about this, or if you'd say, hey, you know what? We should do something like that around here. I'll throw a link to the story, and I'm sure you could probably gather up a posse and go out and do it. I think it'd be really fun. All of the details are in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Bye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.